we're gonna go live. And we are live. Woo! Hi, Mark.
Hi, I'm sorry that we couldn't figure out how to get your happy Mr. Cool Mario face on there with me. But you can see me. Hi.
Hi, Mark. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me and our audience here today. So this is Mark Kistler, everybody. He is no other than the author of the 30-day drawing. You can draw in 30 days.
I guess this
and
that one.
other
Look at that book. Looks the same as the one above it, right there. My new one. Isn't that funny?
The Pencil Power, and you have countless of other books, correct?
20. I have 20 books now.
20 books.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
So here's so this is the brand new one that you can see it up there on the top. You see it? But this is the one. This is the one that you drew with me, and that's how you reached out to me from China.
Correct. Yes.
You can draw 30.
I've seen quite a few videos on YouTube that have gone viral. That have they have used your book.
Really?
Yeah. So if you go on YouTube and you type in I drew for 30 days, or you can draw in 30 days, or I improved my art in 30 days. So at least I've seen 3 videos that did like really well on views. They went really viral, and all of them used your book to learn to draw.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and that's when I learned about you, and I looked about a little bit of your backstory, and well, it is extensive to say the least.
Yeah, I've been teaching drawing for 40 years, and here I'll let me 1 second here. What I'll do is I'll just turn that off just for a second to show you this. I started teaching back in I started teaching when I was 15 years old. I'm 60 right now, but I did my first television series on public television called The Secrecy with Commander Mark. That's back in 1985, and we got to millions of public television children around the United States and around the world. Then in 1996, we did this series, another public television series. This one was on the same time as Bob Ross, and so Bob Ross and I would bump into each other at public television conventions a lot. And my show was usually on right after his around the country for many years. Okay. And then this was in 1996. We did that, and this is the show we won the Emmy for, and this is a real Emmy right there. Right. Isn't that fun? I just happen to have it within arm's reach. How modest of me, huh? I just happen to have it right there, and a lot of over the years, some of my students, alumni students, are the ones who animated Frozen and Kung Fu Panda. Some of my old alumni from the 80s are the artists that created Pixar, and the folks who did created Lucasfilm, Star Wars, and Despicable Me. I love the Minions. I stick them in everything. Some of my old students animated Wonder Woman. I stuck the cats in there because I like cats. I love the movie Brave, and so this is a drawing I did. But some of my students, and then I love Baymax, so I stuck cat. I love cats, so I stuck cats there, and all over. But my students, my alumni from years past, are the ones that animated those, and it's really, really cool that from the those show, the PBS shows that I did, and all the different books I did, and the ones that you, and I love how you followed this book. You started here, and I have different versions of the book here, and I have a Chinese version right here, and I'm not sure. I think this is. No, I know I have like different. I have Korean and Chinese, and I'm not quite sure. But see, I just have all these different languages and stuff of the book, and
Yeah, you can find your book here on the Amazon of China. It's called Taobao,
and
and your book.
what is it? The brown cover? Is it that cover, or is it the blue cover? Is it that cover?
No, it's the same one. Well, I got the electronic version. Like my team got it. Like, the for me because they do the purchasing, but the but I see the same cover on the shop, which is like the, let's say, the Amazon of China. They have the same cover like the one you're showing right now.
Uh huh. Oh, what did this one?
Yeah, yeah, that one on screen right now.
Yeah, I. It's just so neat what they. I just see all the books, but what I like it is that you went through all these different lessons, and I'm going to pull yours back up because
Okay.
it was just so neat to see what you did on your XPen. See, I'm
Yeah.
an old school, and so to see you, and
So
then here's
yeah, I mean, of course, like there's some
that's
tricks that
lesson
you
one.
have to learn to, like, accommodate to what you would do on the pencil, how to translate that on the tablet.
Well,
But
there's your this is your day one, uh, which is you're working on the spheres. You using the shading. You put the
mhm,
shadow. You identified your light source, and
mhm.
in the book I put a lot of bonus lessons, but you stuck to doing that one. And then now you tell me when day two comes on the screen. Is day two up there?
uh, let me see. Yeah, it is there now.
All right, I want to take a look how it looks.
Okay.
That looks good.
Yeah.
So so this one, day two, you're working on taking those spheres and overlapping them and putting the shadow.
Hmm.
And I say you switch the light source to the left side. I always put the light source on the right, just because
Oh,
I've been stuck in a time warp since I was in second grade. I've always put it's been 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me for 50 years, right?
oh, that's what you
So
call it
so
with
but you can
time.
but you did fine. You put the light source on the left, so the shadows on the right and the shadings on the right. That's lesson two. I'm moving
You
on
know
to
why? Because I was feeling brave at the beginning.
you did good. Look at this. Oh my, you did all these different variations. This is still day two. I'm gonna wait till you tell me. I went through 2 pages of day two, and I stopped on you have two overlapping spheres, and you
Yeah,
did. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. I'm seeing them on the same time as you,
Okay, so
actually.
that's day two, and then
Mm.
I gotta get. I gotta move this in a second. There we go. Day three. This is wonderful. You did the bonus activity. Good for you. Good
Yeah.
for you. That's you put the action lines. Now I'm a pencil and paper guy, as you can tell, but the senior drawing makes me want to try this. This it's a digital pad. That's I'm assuming, right? The X Pen.
Yeah, yeah, correct. So there's like graphic tablets as well as pen tablets. So the graphic one is where you have like a screen and you draw on the screen,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the
I
pen.
went to your website and oh my goodness, look at this. You have yeah, so many. Look at this artist display X Pen.
Correct.
Wow, look at the. Are you up in the banner up there?
I'm on some of the videos and photos that are on the links.
Yeah, and then the artist 10 second generation
Mm-hmm.
and artist 24 Pro. That's awesome. So I
Yeah.
guess you can get an entry level for about $200, and you can go up to thousands, which is how. But they all look
Yeah.
like they're under 1,000 so far that I'm seeing. 299 for the artist 13. These are.
Correct.
This is
Yeah.
all. Ooh, the innovator. That's nice. Look at that. Ooh, now look at it getting sucked into your website. We're supposed to be talking about your art. Okay. Let's go on to day three. Oh, look at this. Look at the day 3 advanced level spheres. Good job.
Thank
You
you.
did all the overlapping. You kept it in perspective. Perspective is rooted in the ancient Latin language of spec, meaning to view, to see. So like spectacles, sunglasses, glasses to help you view, spectator to view an event, inspector to view clues, uh, and in inspection to that kind of thing. And
Right.
perspective is to view depth, to view near and far. So that's where
Mm.
that word comes from. And so what you're doing here is what I refer to perspective is really alignment. You're using these words, these 12 words that I teach in the book, overlapping, placement, surface, size. You put that near sphere lower on the paper. I don't know. You're seeing the side of my head. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the. Hi everybody. Sorry about that. I'm looking over at the computer, but then I have to turn over away. I got to remember to turn back to and I'm going on to that. Ooh, that's nice. Tell me when you have day 4 up there.
It is there. It is there.
The
Yeah.
very nice job. Was that hard on the tablet to get
Yeah.
those?
Like the part is like, I was posting day by day this, and some people were giving me some tips on how to because the shadowing, for example, on this one, it looks a bit like maybe unnatural. I don't know. So yeah. So for example, I heard that you can use something called the airbrush, so to make it a bit more smooth and stuff. But
It's
what I
really
found
it's cool. You did a nice. You smoothed out even the top. You went crazy. You 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 like you couldn't stop. You just went airbrush. Whoa! You did everything. All right. I like it. I'm gonna go to day 4.
Okay.
Treasure chest.
I
Okay.
I see. Yeah, I see the day four. Yeah, yeah. This one is the bonus as well.
I love your handle. I love your little bolts along the side. And you gave
Yeah.
it. You really didn't shade it, but you put a nice value. There's a difference there. You
Mhm.
added tone and value, but you didn't really shade it. Shading would be making the value a little darker on the side opposite the light source, like you did inside that lid. You did a
Ah,
nice, but even but it's what this is wonderful. What I see is wonderful. This is what you would see in a comic strip, syndicated comic strip, or
uh-huh.
a lot of those comic strip artists. They don't do shading. They just do drawing that looks 3D, but then they just do a value, a tone like this, and that's
Oh,
what you did. So it's very nice.
okay.
Okay, so I'm going to move down here
Wow.
at day
I can't
5.
believe I'm talking. By the way, I can't believe I'm talking to the author of the book.
Oh, this well, yay!
It is
Well, I can't
amazing.
believe I'm talking to you from XPen all the way in China. This is cool. And we were going to start right at 8 for all your audience, but
Hmm.
I logged in 15 minutes before 8. This is it's Sunday night for me in Houston, Texas. It's like 9 in the morning for Mario,
Right.
and
Exactly.
I thought, oh, easy peasy, no problem, just get on. But it took Mario very patiently guiding me for 45 minutes to get to this point. So I'm really pleased that we pulled it off. Here, let's. You're very patient there.
I,
I can tell you were a teacher. I can tell that you
I
have.
was. Yes. 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 I was a teacher, and that really taught me some patience working with 3 to 7 year olds, mostly like 3 to 5 years old. I was always
Oh,
the
they're little
target.
babies, just so fun. I
Yeah.
my favorite grade is kindergarten. I just love because you can sing and you're just a magic superhero. You're the adult. It's like, oh, the adult. You know.
Yeah.
Uh, before that's before they get turned 12 and 13. Is like adult schmalt. Leave me alone. I want to sit on my phone. You know. Hey, so here's day 6. That's wonderful stacking. This is good. You
Yeah.
practicing the shadows under the. Do you see day 6 up there? Are we caught up on Zoom?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. We are. We are.
I like the cast shadow on the base. That's wonderful. You're really getting that foreshortened square down, and and how
Hmm.
you. I'm looking at the computer. I should be looking at the camera, so you know I'm with you. I can't.
I'm right.
So now I'm looking at here. Look at that one. There's the next one. Putting the archway. Now, if you look now, the important lesson on this part is the thickness of those doors. The doorway is on the right side, so the thickness is on the right. The doorway is on the left side, so the thickness on the left. Now you understood shading on the second layer. The first layer you did good value, but you didn't really do shading. Now, but the second layer you shaded the ramp on the left side. You did a nice cast shadow on the ground. You shaded the vertical side, the solid side of the that platform, and then moving over to the right side, that other wedge, you shaded the side opposite the sun and put a cast shadow. So the drawing is excellent. The shading you get a solid B plus on the just if you took away the value on the right side of that
Hmm.
top box, then you would have the shading would be all exact, and then you would want to do a little value uh, inside on the right side of the top. You see the thickness of the door.
Yeah.
That would be a little bit of shading right in there. See,
Right.
so let
Right.
me just let me show you something here. What I'm talking about. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get back to my OBS, and I'm gonna just for a moment here. I'm gonna take that picture off. I wanna show you what I'm talking about here. So you
Wow.
you have
Okay. Now we're
so
getting real.
so you really excellent. Okay, you were but you're doing now with here's something with the foreshortened square. I put my finger in the middle here, and I put a
Okay.
dot above and below. Now these two lines, I keep them close. If you open them
Right.
up, there's nothing wrong with opening them. It's just you're changing your point of view. You're from standing, over here.
Hmm.
So let's say you're down here on the ground here, you're standing,
Right.
and you're like, oh look, big building. Okay, so you're down here. Let me zoom out just a little bit.
Okay.
All right, so you're down here, and you're looking this way. So well,
Right.
actually, you wouldn't be able to see the top. That ha! See,
Right.
if you were down here, you would. This is what you would see. You see, so we so
Right. Right.
so let's change this. All right, start it again.
Okay.
So we're gonna put two dots, and your eye level now is gonna be here. So put your finger in the middle. I put a dot above and below. I want to draw
Yeah.
the foreshortened square. See, I kept this kind
Right.
of squished together. See, squished, and then you went down on both sides, which is great. Now look at I missed it. It doesn't matter. Remember when you're drawing, no stress, just practice. Stress is on the bus, okay? Beep 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 beep. No stress. I do this with my adult students and my kindergarten students. No stress. You have to fail to succeed. Give yourself permission. Give yourself a license to make mistakes. Same with when
Excellent.
you folks are on your XPen cool turbo awesome devices. Give yourself license to make mistakes. You have to fail to succeed. You've got to do a whole bunch of mess ups before you can draw a great drawing, right? All right, so take your finger, everybody, hold up your hand, go, yeah, aha. So what you guys are doing, what we're going to do is we're going to strengthen our pencil power. We're going to strengthen this is the most important thing is developing that, or in the X Pen language, developing your X Pen power. Make the middle line longer right here. This would be a challenge to do this lesson digitally. I've never done that. That would be a nice challenge for me. The middle line's like, now watch this. I'm going to go uphill just like you did, following the line that you did before. You see this? Now, I want to show you something really cool on this one to help your drawing skill. And this is going to help you whenever uh, you're on your tablet and you're using your fancy schmancy X Pen. This is called the drawing compass, okay? So this is a regular compass. Let me show you something. This is a regular compass right here. All right. Say a regular flat everyday compass. This is north, south, east, and west. We all understand that. That's a compass. Now what I want to do is I'm going to emphasize these lines in between here. So this is northeast, and I'm going to talk about this. This is southeast, and this is southwest, and this is northwest. Okay, so these are the 4 positions. So I'm going to take this compass, I'm going to flop it over. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to take this, I'm going to put 2 dots, and I'm going to draw a 4 shortened circles. See this? So what I'm going to do, you know me, I'm in Houston, I'm a big NASA geek. I'm going to take that circle, that compass, and I'm going to flop it over. I'm going to tilt it. So look what happens. It becomes squished. It becomes 4 shortened, one of those 12 Renaissance words. These are the words I'm talking about. If you learn these 12 words, and all these words are in that book right there, these words I talk about in my You Can Draw in 30 Days book, and all 20 of my books. They're all based on the Renaissance words of drawing. So I knocked that compass over. I took it and I flipped it over. Don't go straight. I curved the bottom. You did this, and you went through these more lessons in the Draw in 30 Days book. So I put a dot in the middle. So I'm going to take those. Now I'm going to use those lines that we talked about, right? Those. Now you're going to see something interesting here. Watch this. This is northeast, right? This is southeast. This is southwest. And this is north. Now watch this. This is going to blow you away. Now watch this. See those lines? Now watch this. Boom. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Those lines are there. These are exactly the same. It's this flop. So that's why I call this the drawing compass. Okay. And this is a chart that's in that book. It's in the drawing compass. It's a really neat discovery that when I was drawing, I was trying to get something that was very tangible that could help, because most artists will position objects in these positions most of the time. Let me show you in this here. Let me show you in this book here. This is this one. If you're watching this, you got to get this one down Amazon. You Can Draw in 30 Seconds. This is one of my self-published books. But you can take any page in here, and you can see, like if you look at the penguin here, see it's floating? See the feet? The feet come down in direction south west. See the cubes? It's a back. I mean, you can take any drawing. Like look at this look at the archways. Can you see that on what I'm doing there?
Yeah. I can see.
You see these arches? These go back in northwest, northeast. Isn't that wonderful? And then that's the lesson right there. I love what these words do, you know.
And like the infinity.
Oh, look at the roots here. This, you know what? I'm going to send this to you. I want to see you do some of these. Look at this tree root. Isn't that tree root? Look at that. See that? And then you take that. Now, watch this. Look at that exercise. And you go nuts. You draw a tree, and you practice those roots with a squirrel's tail. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that cool? Look at that. So back to going over your lesson. So basically, I was kind of without making it too complicated. You were practicing these drawing directions when you were doing the lesson, but you didn't know it. See this? I'm just going to erase this because you put another layer. You put a dot below the middle, and you just followed that guideline. Look at that. You just went up in direction northeast, and you didn't know what you were doing. I introduced this toward the end of the book. But I wanted you to get the idea of how to foreshorten the top, and then the bottom you did a good job. You didn't go to the corner. A lot of people go to the corner. You went behind the corner. What you didn't realize at the time is you were following that direction up here. See, not to the corner. You're going behind the corner, and you did an excellent job doing this. Now, down below, you did the same thing. You're following these lines. Now, eventually, the more advanced you get, these would go off to vanishing points. All these lines would eventually go to a vanishing point. But I don't get into that in the book. It's just what I want you to do is line everything up with this line and this line. But as you go, you'll develop more and more and more, and these would go off. You've heard about 2-point perspective right here, and 1-point perspective. Here's a lesson that I talk about when I'm showing 1-point, 2-point perspective. The whole point of all these ideas is to get you to draw 3D. Now, if I ask most people in the world to draw me a house, most people in the whole world would draw me a house like that. Now, excuse me, that house is a good house. It's 2-dimensional. It's a flat house. But with these words that I'm teaching you in the drawing direction compass and alignment and putting these together and understanding using those words to create that 3-dimensional illusion, I want to give you the skill. This is not bad. It's fine. You're communicating. This wins at Pictionary. House, right? Well, right here, I always lost at Pictionary. That's why I'm scarred for life because I would always want to draw that. Okay, so
Right.
that doesn't win at Pictionary, but the idea is flat to 3D. That's a 3-dimensional drawing. See, so.
Right.
Most people draw me a donut that looks like that, but I want to give everybody, no matter which of my books you get and which platform you use to draw with, pencil and paper, or the mighty Turbo XPPen high-tech awesome tool, no matter what you use, I really want you to have that choice, have that skill to go from flat to 3D. Okay? Now, as you said, you can go to YouTube, and I have just 800 something videos on YouTube. I'm doing every Tuesday night on my website at Draw3D. You can go to markkistler.com and click lessons. But every Tuesday night, I do a live Zoom for an hour, 6:30 in the evening, 6:30 p.m. And Mario, what time is that for you in China? 6:30 p.m. to Houston time.
So that's usually 7 a.m. here.
Well, I want you to get up on Tuesdays, and you send me an email if you're going to up, and I'll make sure I send you a link. It's for members. Members who sign up for this, they get 400 video lessons, plus they get every Tuesday a full hour of drawing with me every Tuesday for the whole school year, and it's 6:30 p.m. and it's just for the Draw 3D members. Okay. Now during the days at 5 p.m. Tuesdays, Wednesday, and Thursday, I do these live Zooms like I'm doing with you, teaching here. I call it the Live Fine Arts Academy. And if you go to my website, you go to online learning, click Fine Arts Academy, it tells you what days and stuff. So now back to what I was showing you here. You did these wonderful arches, vertical lines, and you curve the top. You vertical lines, and you just curve the top. Remember, they're not perfect. This is flopping. It's not the same size. No stress, okay? Remember that. Beep, 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 beep. No stress, no stress. And because after you draw, you can add shading. It can start really light. Look at these. Look at that. That was started off with a really all lopsided flower. Then you added tone and value and shading. It turned beautiful. Look at that. This one. Let's show you this one here. This one started really looking really lopsided, but then with the tone and value and shading, and we're going to talk about, and what you learned with the book is this solid shading and blended shading. Solid shading and blended shading. Square objects and round objects. And this is, you learned these two on the lessons. This was a further lesson down the line. I wanted to go over this thickness here. See, if the window was on the right side, now let me just show you something down here. I'm going to put some windows. Now watch this. I'll put 3 windows down here, and and they get smaller. All right. Now the door's on the right and the window's on the right, so the thickness will be on the right side. Watch this. I'm going to erase. So watch this. I'm going to put this thickness, the door, the right side of the box, so the thickness is on the right side, and then I'll follow that guideline going up in direction northwest for the bottom, that thickness. And then I like putting little characters in here. This little guy's he's waving. Hello. Hey, Mario, how are you doing? Mario. and then I
Hey, good to see.
darken that in, and we'll put that. So I kind of confused. The whole point I was drawing it was that you needed to add a little shading to that inside, and
Right.
that the whole point of this entire was to bring that up. But then I added all this, so now I got to talk about making sure that your tone and value doesn't get too confusing. So I had to darken this to make this one not confused. Put a shadow on the ground. See how that shadow lines up.
That's a
Okay.
shadow I did not have.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
shadow
To
I
see that shadow helps, and then we'll do the same thing over here. See, I erase that, and then this is solid. This is not blended. This is a round object. So if the sun's over here, see, I'll put my sun, and I want you to work on these your suns. Your sun. That's really fun. Just draw a circle, and just do a nice. Just practice that. It's really relaxing. See that? Take
Okay.
your time and do a nice little sun. So the light's coming from over here. Now watch this. It's dark and it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. Now, and then on the ground, coming from the sun, line it up in direction southwest. The shadow is what anchors it to the ground. You see,
Hmm.
it anchors it. I talk about in the book. Now, there's this tool that I use as for pencils, but you have a something like this as a tool on your X pen. But
Yeah.
I have a stomp, and so what I'll do. See, you took your airbrush. This is my airbrush for us old school, you know.
Right.
See that? And that's what you did with your airbrush. You made it look really nice. Now down
Right.
here on this one, with the sun, see the thickness is on the left side. So are you? You know what? I'm used to being able to see the comments from the viewers. Are you
Right.
seeing any comments?
Yeah. We have a few comments.
If
Let me
anybody has a
see.
question, you can throw it at me and I can answer it.
Okay. Great. Great. Great.
So now watch this. This is a solid shading here. It's opposite the light source. Now, I'm going to let you take. I can go. Obviously, I've been teaching for 40 years. I've done, probably 3,000 Zoom lessons, especially during the pandemic when I was touring to schools and uh, uh, public television stations and museums and comic conventions all over the world. Half the year I was for years and
Right.
years and years. The pandemic hit, and March 20th, 2020, I locked down. Right, I canceled all my tour. I stayed home, and this summer was the first time I took an airplane flight in 2 years. And in fact, that book right there on the screen, you half hour pencil power. That was the first 78 days of the lockdown. My son Mario and I started doing daily noon, 1 hour of pencil power, trying to give kids and families a distraction from the 24-hour anxiety, stress, pandemic. You ever know we're all going to
Yeah.
perish. So we did this for 78 days, and it's still on YouTube. It's the hour pencil power. That's what you the. Oh, anyways, let's get back here. So notice I didn't shade here, but I will put a little bit of value. Here it is, the value again, right? Just to set that little, it's underneath there. See value? I darken that in, dark inside there. This is not blended. It's the same value, but you can now watch this. You can take because you like using that airbrush. I'm not going to blend it from dark to light, but you can airbrush this. Look at this. I'm not blending it. I'm just going to smooth it. See, though, it's the same value. It's the same tone. But see that? Isn't that nice? See, now
Yeah.
this would be a little blended in there. All right, isn't that nice? And then now let's use that same principle. These windows, the windows are on the right side. So I'm going to go ahead and put the thickness on the down here, left side and right, on the bottom and up here, and the bottom. See that? See what I did? And then
Yeah.
you can put little guys looking out here. Little maybe I'll put. You know what? I'm going to put like a little penguin looking out here. See that? You put little characters over here. And then darken the inside for the value.
I like that you add some characters there. That helps it with the 3D effect as well.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I like that you add the when you add the characters, that feels like it helps it with the 3D effect.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like if you put a shadow, see this? Now watch this. I'm gonna put a shadow of him reaching out. See that little shadow? See how
Right,
it
yeah.
lifts that up here? Now the window's
Okay.
on the left side, Mario, so where's the thickness go on this one?
Hmm.
The window's on the left side, so where's the thickness go?
On the left.
On the left. Very good, Mr. Kindergarten teacher.
There we
So on the left side there, see that? And we would just add some more little characters here. I like putting these little
The
penguins
windows
all.
on the left and the stress on the bus.
No stress. Beep 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 beep. All
Good
right.
one.
And this little penguin here. Now, this is the left side over here, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to use that same thing. I'll use my Stompy, but I'm going to go around here.
Mm-hmm.
And I like these these P209s, but here tonight we're talking about the potential of the super turbocharged high-tech XPPen.
Correct. So yeah. So yeah, so
All
with
right, now
the
you send me a link to this, and I'll make sure I put it on my YouTube and my social media too. Okay,
all right, that
and
would be
my
wonderful.
Facebook and my Instagram.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, so
But
isn't
I
that
should have
nice?
done that before. We can do it again sometime because maybe like we
Oh, I'll come on next month, and I'll just do a drawing lesson for all your people who have the
uh,
XPen who want to draw. Um, send me a tablet. Maybe I could do a lesson
okay.
on a tablet
All
for
right,
you.
right.
Um,
That'll be all.
all right. I mean, I'll try it. I tell you, I'm old school, and I
Yeah,
love. But if you sell me on using it, that would be a pretty good thing because
for sure.
I've tried uh, so many tablets, and I just love that instant. So
Right.
this will be good for your marketing promotion effort to try to get me, the old guy, old Santa Claus, to use the digital pad. So
And we're thinking
so
that
here
Mark
I'm
is
gonna be. I can have a few more minutes, but I want to let you ask questions or
yes.
anything.
So that was one of my questions actually coming up was have you tried any type of digital art like the iPad or any kind of tablet?
I have yes, I have iPads all and I um I'm just old school. I just love the pencil. I love the shading. I have
Right, right.
just hundreds and hundreds of well thousands of drawings and I just
Right.
love the blended drawing from it. Um, let me see. I'll just show you a few of my
Yeah.
favorites here. Here's like I would love to be able to do that lesson. These would be fun lessons on the
Wow.
tablet. Wouldn't these be fun? Here's one. This is
Yeah.
good. Looking up, right? Looking down, looking up. Perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I was talking about. 1 point perspective. That would be really fun to try that. This is took a little more time for the background there,
Okay.
and then you see the birds with the flowing S curve, foreshortening, overlapping. And then this
Yeah.
one, this is one of the hour of pencil power. I did the clock. This was
Nice.
actually we did castle, 4 different castles, and using the hour pencil power. This is one of those ones I did during the pandemic.
Okay.
This is a wonderful idea of 1 point perspective, putting all your alignment in the middle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It would be awesome if to get you to try the one of the tablets. So I'll see which one is more convenient for you. It depends also like on your desk and
well,
how
I'll
big
do
you.
it, but you need to Zoom with me because
Okay.
I'm really lame. But I can I worked. Look at this. I have all these fancy little things up
Right.
here, and I know how to make them disappear and pop them back up. But once I change it here, wait, I want to see if I can do this. I want to do something fancy. Wait, look it disappeared. There it is. Popped
Right.
it back up. Yay! and I can move things around.
Right. Yeah.
Let me see your face camera. Look at that. Oh, I disappeared. Oh no. Okay.
Where's Mark? Oh, there you go. Sure, we can get that set up. Um, I was gonna ask you, like, for example, when I was in kindergarten, of course, I was teaching Dr. Seuss all the time, and Dr. Seuss was one of my favorite. And
Oh, I love. I used to trace. I still do. Dr. Seuss, the all-time illustrator. He wrote I think 800 books, and or 300 books. I don't know. It's just a lot of books, and I probably copied and studied and traced just about every one of his books. That's
wow,
that, I have um, Doctor. My favorite Doctor Seuss books is "Oh, the Places You'll Go,"
oh,
you know,
I was gonna ask you what's your favorite, because
and
that's my
and of
favorite
course
as well.
the Cat in the Hat right here. I love
Right.
these drawings, and I actually did a lesson focused on that one. This author
Okay.
is just wonderful.
Yeah.
The Ted Arnold. I don't know if you've seen any of his drawings, but just look at his scribble technique. Look at that. Isn't that
Right.
wonderful? It just
That is
these
wonderful.
drawings. So I keep these on hand. Uh, that keep and here's another Ted Arnold parts more parts. Uh, of course, they all the Calvin and Hobbes. I keep this. I mean, he does the illustrations. Len Johnson, for better for worse, she's amazing. The Lorax, of course, Dr. Seuss again. These are the books that my go-to books that I have, on hand. To they you could go to any of these artists to get ideas for drawing trees or cliffs or animals or feet or hands or a lampshade or doorways, doorknobs. And speaking, this book I wrote when I was inspired from those guys, and I wanted to do an encyclopedia of 1,000 different ideas, starting from A to Z, and so I ended up I got to 380 pages, and I just after like 3 years, I just that was enough. I bailed, but I did the A through Z, and this one. See, I start with the letter. Let me see. Letter. Here's the letter B. Right, letter B. Uh, there's I did. Well, here I'll go in here. Let me go to just here. I'll just pick a different letter here. All right, here's letter N. We'll start with the letter N. All right, so every letter in the alphabet has. I did 5 different letter exercises. I did puff cloud, peeling shadow. Isn't that fun? Chiseled
That's
stone, the floating, and then I did the one looking down. See what I did? Different looking up and looking down.
yeah.
Then I did a bunch of exercises with the letter N, like the NASA shuttle. There's that lesson, letter N. Then I did Neptune Ned, right? And then I did the Neanderthal. And then I
Right.
did the 9 nostrils, kind of a funky little guy there. And then I did the noisy nest. And so let's see the nest here. That fun.
Okay.
So then here's the letter O. So I did once again. I did the puff cloud O. I just love lettering. So I did the peeling shot O, chisel stone O, the looking up. There's the looking up O. Then I did the looking down 3D perspective O. Then the lesson here was A-OK. And then I did the oops. So the salt shaker spelling. That's fun. Look at that one. So on this
Nice.
one, you see the horizon line that's so important. You see this guy peeking, or you see the shadow by his fingers. You see the foreshortening of the spilled milk and the shadow, the cast shadows. And you learned these ramp shapes. So everything that I'm teaching you in that book that you can draw in 30 days, it's what I call transferable information. Everything that I teach you in that book, or any of my books that you use, will apply to any drawing that you do to make it 3D. To make something
Right.
look 3D, you've got to use one or more of these 12 words of drawing. It's impossible. It's physically
Mark,
impossible to draw. Yeah.
I okay, cool. So I wanted to ask you some questions about, like, for example, the. Oh, okay. So I wanted to share some of the things that I went through in the book.
Oh, let
So
me
for me, for
share. Let me go
example,
back to that. Let me go back to your
yeah.
sketchbook. All
So
right.
for me, like, every drawing was a fun challenge and like a little game to, discover and how to do, because some of them were like, oh, leveling up. This one is the next step of this one, and some of them were completely random, completely like, okay, what
Do you see your
now?
koala bear?
Yeah. So for example, the koala bear was my favorite, and I think it's one of the best ones that I did. And the next one was for me the most challenging, the rose. The
Okay.
rose, I would say, is like, for example, the koala bear is the one that I'm my favorite. Uh, the and I put some titles here. The the one I'm least satisfied with would be the rose,
Well,
and the one
wait,
the
if
most.
what we'll do is if we do another meeting in a month, I can show you
Okay.
how to draw this. Or you have a great start. You just forgot the thickness lines. That's it. That's it.
Mm.
You just you missed 4 lines, and the 4 lines, and you would fix the whole thing. And say, "Oh my goodness, I love my rose." So
Okay.
it's no stress. The stress is on the bus. Nice
Okay.
cylinders here.
Thank you. And then I was very surprised that, like, so this one I really liked it because this one was already sort of like that city thing.
Yeah.
I I started to see like, oh, this could be a city, and then of course, I think after 10 lessons, you can click there on the load 21 more pictures. So if you go above, like below the cylinders, there should, yeah, there we go. So there's the houses. I didn't have the shading for that one.
You were
So
getting it. This is wonderful. Got the shadow, and you worked on the thickness. It was just the fact
so
that you
and
stuck to it. The lily, that's a tough one too.
yeah. So like I really did like every day the lesson, and I also put like a second bonus to
This looks
challenge.
like a Picasso. You know, it's just a wonderful drawing. And then this is good. You're practicing the contour lines on the tubes.
Mm-hmm. Thing.
Go ahead. I
So
interrupted
what?
you.
Yeah, no, I also did the wave that was kind of mechanical. I couldn't get it to look like. Well, that one was like, I mean, nature is
Yeah.
like
It's
so.
just practice. It's just curving contour. And this
Right.
the flag and the rose and the lily and the
Mm,
wave, it's all practicing with that curving contour line, and that's just something that takes practice. The important part is that you did it, you drew it, you put the pen,
yeah.
you put the X pen to the pad, you put the pencil to the paper, and you did the
Mm,
first one, and you didn't give up. And you'll
yeah.
see, look at that, look at how much you jumped. See the thickness. These. I don't know if you can
Mm,
see my cursor. Can you see
you
my
can see it.
cursor?
Yeah.
Okay, see that's the thickness right here. See that? That's what the
Mm-hmm.
rose is missing. That
Oh,
line right there, that line right there, those two little lines, that tiny little
right.
nuance, that and you nailed it. See, it just took practice.
Right.
And you see that nice
Right.
curve at the bottom, and you put the
Yeah.
shading so the light source is a little more coming toward the center, coming down. Put a nice
Mm.
shadow. So this is great. You really. This is what day? I don't see the what day. I can't remember
Um.
number.
Oh, I. Oh, yeah. I took it off.
And he did
That's
the
why.
pyramid. Oh, I can't wait to see the one with the group of. Oh, nice. That's a nice. Cause see, look at this. Look at how you're getting this. This is tricky right in here, and you did it. And this handle's tricky, and you nailed it. And the
Yeah.
shadow, and you put the dish going around the bottom. So you're really this is wonderful, and you're picking up. And look at that. You did two. Whoops,
Oh, it might be some of them repeated. I don't know
that's
why.
all right.
Uh,
Now that tree,
and then.
wonderful. Look at that tree.
Mm,
Wonderful shading. Look at the wood grain.
yeah.
I love your electrified grass at the bottom. It's on the planet of electrons. And so the whole ground is vibrating with life.
It's
I
an
love it.
electric tree. It's a Tesla
Oh,
tree.
nice. Look at your 1 point perspective. Look at there's your self portrait, very handsome Picture of
Yeah.
you in the window.
Mm,
Nice job.
thank you. So like one of the challenges that I did also, which uh, because I had some limited time for this, so I was drawing it on 20 minutes as well. So, and of course, I always went over a little bit, 20
Now,
minutes.
how did you get the straight lines there so straight? Is that a tool that you used on the X Pen?
Yeah, so at the beginning, I was using just a pencil, just like as you would do on pencil and paper. But then when it came to these lessons of the point perspectives, I started using the tools because, well, in the book you mentioned like you can use a ruler if you want. So okay, I was looking for the alternative of the ruler inside of the, and this depends on the software that you use more than the tablet itself. So I was using the Photoshop and I found the line tool, and the line tool would give me something, like that. But at the same time, I still had to, make sure that it fit with the end of the square at
Oh,
the
again,
middle.
I'm looking at your drawing rather than the camera. Sorry about that, guys. You're seeing my ear.
Okay. So yeah. So then that was. Oh, but Mark, you have to go on the. Let me see. On the OBS, and you have to press the. Wait. Have to go to the OBS and press.
Uh-oh, did I lose? Did I lose your image?
Yeah, you lost the Mario X, sketchbook. Yeah, that one. You should press the I. All right. So we've been talking for a while, and that one that was not there, but but that never mind. All right,
Did we miss a lot of it or just a little bit?
we missed a lot of it, but never mind, never mind.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, see,
Oh,
it's okay, it's okay. I'm also kind of new on the
sorry guys.
projecting the OBS stuff, but
Well, sorry about that. We missed. All right, we're gonna do this. This is our you're seeing a rehearsal. We'll do it again in a few weeks, and we'll do it better.
oh, that would be awesome, Mark.
We'll do. I like your shading on this one. It's very fancy schmancy.
Very, thank you,
I
thank you.
I,
So
I like that.
yeah, so I had to like experiment with like different tools there. Obviously somebody who is familiar with the tools like Photoshop, they would do an okay job of shading.
Good job on
Here, for
these.
example, if you see the castle one, with the castle one, I just went like I used the same thing I used for drawing, the same pencil, and I just do it with lines. I
That's
wanted to get that sketching vibe that some people do, you know?
oh, you did a good job. I like that how you just threw that value over there. Just went shh like that, and you got the lines going here. This is I would just darken in these lines here, and I love
Mm.
that scratchy. You did cross hatching. This is what's called cross hatching. That's single hatching,
Oh,
and up
go
here
ahead.
this is called organized scribble
Okay.
at the top. This is wonderful that you just being so brave. Then this one you use more of the airbrush for shading. You see, and
Yes.
this is
Here I
below.
used to be.
This is your eye level right there, and the
Yeah.
bottoms here are below your eye level, and these are above your eye level. So it's really cool
Mm.
how you have above and below your eye level on that one. These
Yeah.
are, and then oh look
It's
at that, very organized. So this one
mm.
you use the tool, the ruler tool,
Yes.
and you got it all lined up. That's 2 point perspective because again, see northeast, northwest. These lines going here. See, this goes in direction north
Mm.
east, and then this side here goes in southeast. Look at that. See, it comes down to
Oh,
vanishing point.
in fact, I would love to show you, but I didn't. Yeah, because like what I was working with is I was putting the things on different layers, and I always had those directional lines that you mentioned, and
See,
I
I
put
like seeing all those directional lines. I like that.
right, right, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
this lesson we were talking about, it's okay to copy and trace, and you can
right,
learn. You can learn by copying and trace. It's not now. So many people grow up. Well, you grow up always knowing don't copy, don't cheat, don't cheating. but it's not with
Mm.
drawing. It's a whole different matrix with drawing. Copying, you're just studying how other artists over the years, centuries, have solved that problem before you. So just like I'm teaching you these words of drawing that I learned from my art teacher, who learned from their art teacher, who they've been, we're
Mm.
standing on the shoulders of art educators and visual artists for, decades and centuries. And we're just like, NASA. They're standing on the shoulders of the scientists over the past 200 years to be able to get Artemis launched. So
Mm.
it's building on generations of those who have come before you. Nice eye. Drawing the eye depends on what part of the world you're from. It's going to be a round eye, a different, and there's it could be a thinner eye, a round eye, a wider eye, a shorter eye. There's 8 billion people. Is it 8 billion people on the planet now? So that
Yes.
means there's 16 billion eyes. So no matter what kind of eye you draw, I guarantee you that somebody's eye looks like that.
Right.
So you can't now the hand, that's cool, that's wonderful. Looking at your hand and doing a contour drawing, you got the overlapping. And this is a wonderful, this is a very cartoonish. And if you wanted to get more realistic, this is practice. It's just
Right.
more, practice, 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 draw, 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 draw. And
Yeah.
one second, let me go back up.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I think the the
that
the
was
hand
it. The hand was the
I,
last one.
the hand was the last one. Like, I was surprised with the hand, to be honest. I did not think I was gonna get the hand to look like a hand, but it looked
Oh,
like a
look at
hand.
you. Yeah, it's wonderful. You got
Yeah.
the thumb overlapping and you got those contour lines. So I'm tickled pink. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to look in the mirror or look in the camera. You've been looking at
Nice.
my ears. So we're going to get this down so where I'll look in the camera when I'm talking about your drawing. Um,
There we go.
they are just wonderful. So I've got to wrap it up here tonight. Um,
Okay.
but
All
I
right.
just I'm so glad that we were able to work this through, and I'm more than happy to do it again if you viewers want to talk more about incorporating the XPen in with the drawing that what the techniques that I teach, and seeing if there's a way that you guys can anything that I can do. It doesn't really matter if you're using paper, pencil, airbrush, oil. If you're using watercolor, if you're using XPen, just drawing, just draw every day. Doesn't matter what your template is or what your media is. The important thing
Mm.
is just to have confidence, build your confidence, build your skill, and enjoy the process of learning how to draw.
That's wonderful, Mark. I'm so happy that you accepted to talk to me, and you watched my. I'm very humble that you watched my sketchbook, and while you gave me a lot of reasons to like keep trying, go on with the art, and I'm only a beginner. I mean,
I
I
want
just
you
tried that. I thought it
see
would be a fun challenge, and it was awesome.
see that book right there. I want you to
Yes.
if you try a different book, another book. Let me.
Yeah, because I one of the things that I really would love to learn to draw, and I was gonna ask you that, is like caricatures. And I know that you are a caricature a trade, like you said, right?
What?
And like one of the things that I would love to be able to do
Oh,
is
is it
like,
characters? They like folks who do characters. Yes,
yeah,
whatever your interest is, you're going to be able to do that as long as you start with fundamental skills and build on
right.
here. So this half-hour pencil power, it has 25 lessons. That these are just a few of them here. So I would say get that one next if you're going to get one, and
Okay.
then if you're going to get another one from while you're there, while you're at Amazon, pick up this one. You can draw in 30 seconds. It's
Okay.
wonderful. I self-publish this. It's really 12 lessons, so it takes 200 pages for me to get through 12 lessons. But you'll love it.
Wow.
Okay, you can't finish the
Okay.
drawing in 30 seconds, but it's the whole point is it just takes a few moments of crazy courage. Put the pencil, make the first line, and you're on your way. So these are the two books I'd recommend: Half Hour Pencil Power, and you can draw in 30 seconds. Okay.
Which one would you recommend for like drawing cartoons and caricatures?
Well, again, you need to build the foundation. You need to have a
All right.
solid foundation. This one has a lot more cartoon characters in it. This one's all the characters. This one's the penguin, the flying Imaginationeers, the Aunt Penelope, the baby squids. This one talks a lot more about. Well, this has a lot of characters in it too. The pigs and the marshmallow guys, and look at the marshmallow monster. So. Uh,
That's awesome.
See that those characters there? These are all the it'll definitely help you keep drawing. But I want to thank you for going through and doing the 30 days of drawing. I'm just so proud of you.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Mark. And like, I would love to send you a tablet to see if, and I'll help you
Okay,
set it up.
remember that comes with a caveat. You're going to sit with Zoom with me from when I
For
plug
sure.
it in. Because it's you're gonna walk me through it. I'm really lame at this stuff. But I'm enthusiastic. But
For sure, for sure.
all right. Well,
Yeah,
thank you so much, and so fun talking to you all the way in China. So I'm talking to the future because it's tomorrow for you, right?
yes.
All right. I'm gonna go get some sleep. Bye, bud.
All right. Bye bye, Mark. Thank you so much.